They haven't had to build up a character in their mind because the real person was such a piece of shit that it didn't warrant, reality. Like, reality didn't register because the person thinking of them had no fucking clue. So, because they were just never fucking there, they turned into a character. Alright, we're back. Another episode, Simply Clarifying. You know the deal. I mean, we've got plenty of stuff here that we talk about today. This one's going to kind of hit... I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I know it. But we're going to dig into the why of things because that's what I kind of like to do. So here we go. Children pushing back, especially teens, right? When you're trying to help them and they just have to give that fucking resistance because, after all, they know everything, you know nothing. We get the dynamic, right? Parents are bleh, and they're just kind of here to get the groceries and wipe your ass in the beginning. But once they get old enough to trot on their own, then we're just supposed to sit back and just let them wander off every cliff that they, tend to wander off of. So, why is that so hard for them to realize that when we try to give advice or we try to steer them, you know what I mean? Even by sharing our own experiences of very similar things, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. They have to go and they have to push back. So why do kids push back? All right. Children often push back against parental help because they are instinctually protecting their developing autonomy and self-esteem. All right. While it feels like defiance, especially with teens, this resistance is frequently a sign that a child feels safe enough in the relationship to test those boundaries. So because my kids are starting to kind of grind against, I should be, patting myself on the back because some kids, they just don't. They cower in the corner because they don't want me to be like, how dare you question me? You know what I mean? But my kids have a safe environment, and so they feel that it's okay to be like, I got it, Mom. It's okay, Mom. I can do this. And kind of give that little bit of a... Okay, so, all right, I am going to go ahead and pat myself on the back for that because, okay, clearly this bitch is a safe space. So, what are the core reasons for resistance, though? I can't be the only one asking the question, so let's jump the fuck in. The quest for independence. Ugh. Developmentally, kids, especially teens, are hardwired to seek autonomy. Accepting help can feel like a threat to their emerging identity, right? As capable, separate individuals. As in, no, Mom, I can walk there on my own. No, Mom, I can make this call. Whatever. All right? Okay. Protection against shame. Offers of help, even well-intentioned, like mine, can inadvertently signal to a child that they are incompetent. Okay? To avoid feeling like a failure, they may reject support to maintain their self-image. As in, I'm going to do this my way. I don't need you. If I fail, if I fall, whatever, it is what it is. Okay, to that does need to happen. Okay? Even in my kids' younger years, right? Like, if I see my little one starting to scale on the outside of a jungle gym, okay, by now, we'll use examples. My fourth daughter, okay, doing this, which means I have done this exact fucking thing 3 other times. I have seen this little girl go up and do this exact same thing. Now, there are several outcomes, okay? 1, she could fall. Very true. But if my ass climbed up there, I could also fall. So it's like, all right. 2, she could actually make it and have a great time, or she could make it and be like, oh shit, that's scary, inside voices, oh poop, this is scary, but there are a lot of possible outcomes. So if she's really, really little, all right, well, maybe that's not a good idea. I know you can't hold yourself up if you get to a point where you need to hold yourself up, so maybe we just back it down. However, when I know that she's able to climb on things, I know she's got that strength, I know she's got the grip and the sense. You know what I mean? She's got that. She has to explore situations to be able to know those boundaries, right? So, like, let's say she climbs up and it's scary. She made it. She didn't get hurt, whatever. I am standing by. I'm not going to be like, okay, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, because I don't want everything she ever does to have to go through this web of be careful, be careful, be careful, because she's going to know, right? She's going to learn her own capabilities, her own stuff. So I get it. As teens, like we do this, right? It helps them. It helps, not every kid, right? Like I've seen a kid climb up a tree, fall down, get up the exact same way. Like they changed nothing. Okay. Climb up again, fall again. It's just like, anyway. So, not always, but usually when kids are given their own freedom to kind of, explore and test the waters, usually they come out on the other side good, right? Better, even sometimes. So, okay, I understand as a teen. All right. Emotional overload. When a child is in meltdown mode, their prefrontal cortex, the logic center, could have just said the logic center, essentially shuts down. In this state, they cannot process directions, and parental intervention can feel like intrusive noise. So, like, you don't want to be Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 because they're so focused on, oh man, like, that it's going to sound double that noise, and you already can't understand what that chick is saying. So, like, it's just going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then because they see your face, they're going to associate that noise with your face, which means you're wrong, which means you're making it worse. And okay, fine. Step out of it, whatever. All right. Now, navigating the pushback. We get kind of the why. So to help without triggering a fight, all right, people suggest shifting from a fixer role to a supporter role. So instead of being like, here, baby, let me make you a cushioned ladder to climb up this, this spot you're doing, instead of taking the weird way, instead, I'm on the sidelines being like, okay, watch your step, blah, blah, blah. And then, all right, you got this. And then if somehow they should slip and fall or whatever, then okay, hey, I'm proud of you. You did it. You're trying something new. Maybe we find a different way. Stuff like that. Basically, they just don't want to hear what the fuck to do all the time. They want you to trust that things that they do on their own are good without having to, hold mommy's hand all the time. I get it. Okay. So offer. Don't force. Use phrases like, would you like some help? Or do you want to keep trying? That gives them a sense of control instead of like, all right, well, go do that. That's a command. Okay. That's me telling. Now, do you want me to help you? Because I might have done this. And half the time they don't even take that. All right, fine. You've put it out there. So you've made yourself available to the situation. And I think that's the important part. Okay. Use side-by-side support. Instead of hovering, try parallel involvement. Barf. Okay. I'll do this part while you do that part. All right. So it feels collaborative instead of controlling. All right. Fair enough. All right. Focus on the effort. Praise their persistence rather than just the outcome to help lower the stakes of potential failure. Okay. So my real question really comes down to the pushback involving like with people and things, right? With people and situations that we as parents have particularly already gone through. When I see, similarities pop up, okay? And I've already said how I didn't have like the close bond, like I couldn't go just blurt out anything at home. So we have that here. So even though we have that here, right? Because they're so safe, safe enough to push back anyway. Why does it hurt me so much? Why does it hurt me so much when my kids are going through something similar that I had gone through, I guess, especially in relationships, right? Why does it hurt me so much? I have nothing to do with it. So this was my next question, because here we go. Like, when I see relationships and things, when I see the similarities or the not so great moments or characteristics in a person, I might be inclined to point out those things because I had to be a harder person in my younger years. I feel like, especially teens and stuff, you grow up either in the rock hard lane or the very soft lane. Very rarely is there just like a meh, you know, but it's one or the other. And that's because, it's where you are growing up, the situations, the people that were in your life, the relationships that were going on, the comfort, the ease of things in life. My side was the hard side. I mean, not that my life was hard, but I came out as like leaving my house, leaving my mom's house. I was a hard 18-year-old, okay? I wasn't like a soft person wondering how I was going to make it. I was like ready to get out. I was ready to start life, do it all, and whatever. Did I know everything? No. But I knew that I could do it. I didn't even know what it was, but I know that it could be done by me because why not? My kids? Not so much. And some people say, oh, well, that's bad. That's not bad. That just means that they've had a cushier, more comfortable time, is all. That's not bad, right? Like, they feel safe enough to have any conversation, to want to push back and all this shit, right? They've got parents that were never divorced. They don't beat each other. We still love each other. We still date each other. We still make them nauseated when we're like, oh, hey, babe. And, we smack each other's ass walking in the kitchen. Like, they've seen the good relationships. They've seen great moments. They've gone on trips. They've had stable friendships. They've seen all of this stuff. They haven't had people leave them or disappoint them. They haven't had to build up a character in their mind because the real person was such a piece of shit that it didn't warrant, reality. Like, reality didn't register because the person thinking of them had no fucking clue. So, because they were just never fucking there, they turned into a character. As great or as awful, but always great, right? Because, yeah, they've never had to deal with that kind of shit. So, it's not bad that they're coming out on the softer side, unlike myself. But because I've had these off relationships and things like that, I have experiences that they don't. So when I see similar things coming about, it's like, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, hey. And I share those things because it's a safe space, right? If they can tell me anything, I feel like I can share a lot. Okay? And when they are in pain, like whether it's something at school or a breakup or a fucked up friendship or whatever, I feel that like it's my own. Why? So I asked, why? It is physically and emotionally painful to watch your teenagers suffer because of the profound biological and psychological bond you share. When they are in pain, your brain often reacts as if the pain is happening to you personally. Okay, well, there's that. Biological mirroring and mirror neurons. The human brain is hardwired for vicarious distress. When you see your child suffering, regions of your brain associated with pain, such as here we go, anterior insula and anterior mid-cingulate cortex, can often activate as if you were experiencing the injury or heartbreak yourself. This shared circuit means your emotional resonance is a literal neurological reflection of their distress. So I guess some people watching this would be like, That's fucking dumb. Like, that doesn't happen to me. Like, my kid has broken up with kids many times or has lost friends and doesn't affect me whatsoever. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that just means I'm that close. I don't know. So here's the thing. I'm not a coddling parent. Like, I make it very clear that the comforts you have in this house, they're not always going to be available once you leave, right? Because you're going to have to work for shit and you're going to have to do, everything. No one's going to give you anything, right? You don't deserve something for nothing. Like, you're going to work hard for the things in your life that matter. You're going to put time and effort into relationships, into people that you want to keep around. You're going to prioritize things in your life that matter to you. So, me being involved in everything, that's because you fucking matter to me. I get invested in who you're friends with, what's going on at school, all this shit, who you like, how they're treating you and everything like that, because you're my kid. And I love you so fucking much, and I have already been on the other side. I've been in the vulnerable situations. I've been in the shitty spots where people have left me behind or treated me like shit or taken advantage of the fact that I am good. Okay? So when I see that happening, I call it my pit bull gene. Okay? Like, when I see somebody that I love and care about, especially my kids, okay? Especially my kids. People that grew inside of me, for fuck's sake. It triggers a bunch of things in me. Not only does it take me back to my own, oh, you motherfucker, moments, right? It's like, how dare you treat my, something like that. Like, it's just, yeah, let's see. I don't know. There's empathetic distress. There's the flight or fight response. There's secondary trauma stress. I mean, it gets into a bunch of things, right? And I totally understand. It's not my life. This is the hard part for me. The hard part for me is that just like my littlest baby girl, just like her climbing up the outside of a, jungle gym or whatever, there's a lot of things that could happen. Okay? Very possible she could get hurt. Very possible. As long as she knows that I know that I trust that the next step she takes, she can handle it. If she decides to take a step farther, she knows that that's a step farther from the ground where maybe, it could hurt a little bit more the farther she goes. But she could get to the top and that's her mountain. And a lot of people stay on the ground and just look up at the top of a mountain and be like, huh, that would be nice, without ever trying to take a step on their own. And I don't want to be the reason that my kids stay still and look up and don't go forward. I don't want to be the person who always has to tell them, hey, you see that flag over there? What color does it look like to you? Because to me it's saying red. I don't want to be that person. So as hard as it is, okay, even when I feel the pushback, especially when it comes to like relationship and stuff like that, as soon as I start to feel that pushback where my advice or my story or whatever is being questioned, I'm like, okay, all right, so now we're done. I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and take a step back and you've got this. I have told you how valuable you are, your worth and everything. Like, none of that is up to anybody else to determine. That is up to you. Because I fully believe that in this life, we are as happy or as miserable as we want to be. And some people don't agree, but like, if you're in a shitty situation that does not make you happy, you have the option to leave. you have the option to change whatever situation is making you not feel like you're up at the top of a fucking mountain. Okay? If for some reason you're not able to take those steps, there are people you can talk to. There's always something, right? Like everything is figure outable and there's nothing you can't do. All right? Nothing is impossible, seriously. The word itself, I'm possible. That's how you look at that. All right? So if you got kids and you got kids in relationships and you start to see that things aren't going as, great as they once were, then you feeling that distress, that heartache, that longing to just scoop them up and kiss their boo-boos away, even though you know it doesn't work anymore, that's the hard part for parents, is it doesn't work anymore. Because once upon a time, you could slice your knee in the fucking driveway or whatever, one kiss, and that pain was gone. That was the power that we had as when you were little. Now that you're older, like, we get the eye rolls, we get the pushback, and we clearly don't know anything, right? But just remember that what you're feeling, and again, these are for like the closer parents, I guess, I don't know, but what you're feeling, she's probably feeling it. And even if you feel alone or that you can't take that first step to whatever it is you're wanting to do to make it better, one, she's in there waiting for you to come talk to her, okay? Like you had all the way up until now. And two, there's nothing you cannot do. Plain and simple. Everything depends on you. All right? So hopefully this helped. I know we kind of went all over the place. It's hard to do. It's just like one of those real-time moments where I'm like, let me get this out before that train just shoo away. Because, they do that. But anyway, so hopefully you guys found something really good. A little nugget of something you can take away from this. And by all means, hit that subscribe button so we can keep this conversation rolling. Because I feel like this is going to be a multi-parter at some point. But other than that, let's get ready for a great weekend. Hope you have a fantastic day and just know that everything is figure outable. And if ever you want to change your situation, all you have to do is decide you're ready to do that. So, boom, done. Have a great rest of your day and we'll see you next time. Oh, so hard. Anyway.